Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your time zone. Massive Media welcomes you to another edition of our program. Today we are going to look at the case between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Nigerian government. This case is not ordinary case. It is a case of conspiracy, continuation of Nigerian Biafra civil war, which northern Nigeria and southwest of Nigeria, with the Britain acting as the director, fought against southeastern Nigeria, which many people refer to as triangular formation of war against the Igbos. They are not hiding it. Their alliance in 1970, after the war, ceded the fact that no Igbo man will be president, no Igbo man will control his resources, no Igbo man will tell them what to do. That is the main reason why Britain is playing double standard, which it is known for. To them, Biafra is dead, and no one should talk about it. Nevertheless, Nnamdi Kanu's case is a case that has already been determined by the International Human Rights Working Group of the United Nations. All that Nigeria is doing is just to break him. However, United Nations Working Group has not changed their opinion about the indiction of Nigerian government, release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and paying him compensation. They have not changed their opinion on that. The United States government has not changed their opinion either. They have continued to ask for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have also kept their stand and the support of the opinion of United Nations Human Rights Report about Nigeria and the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Nigerian DSS custody. That is the opinion that has never been changed. We will as well look at the factors militating against Justice Binta Nyako. Before we disclose those factors, we will look at it has been identified, and those identifications will be released at this very program. One, Mrs. Nyako has realized that the case of Nnamdi Kanu is based on ethnicity. Nnamdi Kanu being an Igbo man, those who accuse him are the Fulanis, and she is a Fulani woman. She was first appointed Attorney General of Katsina State, a hometown of former President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. That was where Mrs. Nyako had her first appointment as Commissioner for Justice and the Attorney General of Katsina State. But before we continue, we will look at who Mrs. Nyako is. Justice Binta Nyako was born in the town of Remawa, now in Rimi, in the Katsina province of northern Nigeria, as it is stated in her Wikipedia. From 1983 to 1993, Nyako served as a state counsel at the Ministry of Justice of Katsina State, eventually becoming the Solicitor General of the state in 1989. Between 1994 and 1996, she served as Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice of Katsina State. Since July 2000, she has served as a judge of the Federal High Court, becoming one of its longest-serving judges. She is currently the president of International Association of Women Judges and has served as the president of Nigerian National Association of Women Judges. In addressing the International Association of Women Judges, which stated that they are advancing human rights and equal justice for all. Now, Justice Nyako is on test of what she promised international women's judges at the inauguration ceremony. We will listen to her and hear what she said.
Of the judiciary, and in such a unique and privileged position that places upon us heavy duty to dispense justice, but also to do so with a human, if you like, a woman face. The way and manner we understand and feel issues is quite different from the other gender. We know what it is to take a woman in a man's world, to be a woman in a man's world. I acknowledge the fact that our membership cuts across all regions of the world. We are presently in 72 countries. What I promise to do is to do my best to bring on board more countries into the fold of the IAWJ. From those regions where we are not adequately represented, I reach out my hands to all regions and countries that wish to affiliate with the IAWJ to create their own local chapters. If you and manner we understand and feel issues is quite different from the other gender. We know what it is to take a woman in a man's world, to be a woman in a man's world.
This is where her problem lies. She is in a man's world. And who are the men in her judicial world today? It is the former president of Nigeria, General Muhammadu Buhari, from Katsina State, the state where she comes from, and currently the present president of Nigeria, President Ahmed Tinubu, was personally invited to Katsina State to collect the case file of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which he is to be in charge as the new president of Nigeria. That is why Justice Binta Nyako stands between the authority of the former president Muhammadu Buhari and the authority of the new president Ahmed Tinubu of southwest of Nigeria.
I belong to all, but I also belong to nobody. So I'll borrow that. I want to be a president of the IAWJ for all members of the IAWJ.
This was the main reason why Justice Nyako, in her address, made reference to the hypothesis of the former president Muhammadu Buhari, which he made to Nigerians, and also she danced the music of the present president,
outgoing Nigerian president,
Ahmed Tinubu,
whom at his inauguration said, "I belong to all, but I also belong to nobody." So I'll borrow that. I want to be a president of the IAWJ for all members of the IAWJ.
Made Tinubu the booger dance to show that she is in between the two authorities. Unfortunately, her court has been occupied by those she cannot control, but those who takes authority over her. That is where the problem lies. It is the problem which has shown that they occupied the court, played ethnic and religious sentiments. Now, it is only the foreign intervention that is needed to settle this matter. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has spoken according to the laws of the land, but those who are praying in the court are still worried, while psychologically, Justice Nyako is looking for exit point. So the intervention of foreign powers and coalition of human rights groups are needed to overturn Muhammad Buhari, President Tinubu, and the Fulani oligarchies that are holding both Nyako and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu hostage. We listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's views. He has remained who he is. He can read. He can take stand on what he believed in, and that is what makes it a man. He has not wavered, has not bent, has not shifted from his demands.
Thank
you very much for listening.
Yes, very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person is not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial is not done anywhere in the world. I have it in my case. Nobody has, there's no exception. No exception whatsoever. That's what the law says. Section 12 of the Constitution, what does it say? Any treaty ratified by Nigeria becomes law. It's law. You cannot change it. It doesn't matter what they do. All these shenanigans is just pure rubbish. You never stand. Not with me. Okay. I believe in justice and fairness, that's all.
Nigeria is signed to extradite, not to rendition.
And do not fail to subscribe to this channel. Thank you, and God bless you all. Bye.